We're off, and the Canadian gets the launch. Scott Peck in hot pursuit. Purcell right behind him. Gage Reese closing up the inside. We're going to see if Gage can hop to the inside and steal that hole shot. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. The Canadian's out and running. Scott Peck in second.
Following Chad Swain as they go into two. They are now out.
And the Canadian is out and gunning as we're on board with Gage Reese here. A little choppy. We're going to work on that for the next round. Just coming in and out there. So Scott Peck, man, he must have had a Rhino Rush energy drink between races because he's absolutely hung to the rear fender of the Canadian, and they are gone as we see some sorting out coming down the backstretch. So we're going to try to see who is Purcell. So it's Swain, Purcell, and it looks like Reese is in third again. So we're going to see if young Yoda Gage Reese can hook on to the tail of Purcell, as Purcell's all over Swain. Purcell and Swain have had great runs today. Swain taking a race win, Purcell taking a race win. So we're going to see what's going to shake out here as we come around to turn 9. So it is Swain, oh Canada, heading into 10. Purcell in hot pursuit, Reese in third. We're going to see who is in fourth here. That in fourth looks like Mark Harper, but we're going to have to double-check it. Scott Peck back in fifth. Childry behind Peck, then Hawkins, then Wilson, then Jones. So there's Swain, there's Purcell, there's Reese. We're on board with Gage Reese. Danny Egbert in fourth. Scott Peck fifth. Childry sixth. Hawkins, Wilson, Hack, Kaziki. That is your running order as Kaziki crosses the finish line. It does not look like Nelson or Harper made the grid for this race. So as we head into the second lap, it is Swain out front, Purcell in hot pursuit, Reese, and then Egbert trying to chase down Reese. Peck and Childry, it looks like somebody's dropping back there behind Peck. We'll try to get a camera on that as we got the race leaders in and we see some other folks cycling through. There's Reese in third. We'll see who is in fourth and fifth here. That looks like Childry on the borrowed bike. Looks like he borrowed Carr's Triumph here. As we switch back here, Swain and Purcell still out front. Then Reese got our camera on Swain out front, the Canadian, currently. Egbert now being gapped by Reese. The real race is behind in Peck and Childry going at it here for 6th and 7th, or 5th and 6th, my apologies. Hawkins in 7th. It's Peck and Childry battling it out here. Childry on the borrowed Triumph of Michael Carr, 404, as we see them coming out of turn 10. And if they're not careful, Egbert's not careful, Peck and Childry are going to catch them. Hawkins blasts by. Here comes Wilson. And then Steve Kazicki crosses the line here. Oh, we got two riders off coming out of turn 2, trying to see who it is. They're back on the track. As we see the camera coming across, let's see who it is. And that looks like Childry. That was off. So Childry hops back on the track on the borrowed Triumph. He was one of the two guys that hopped off the track there, but he's back up. Nobody goes down, and we're back to racing here. Swain, the Canadian, still out front, proving that maple syrup is not bad for your body. Purcell in hot pursuit, but Swain has gapped him about 2 seconds on Purcell. Reese still in third. Fourth appears to be Egbert, and what was the battle between Peck and Childry has turned into Michael Hawkins, and then Peck, then Wilson, and then what looks like David Hack, and I do believe Childry has dropped back quite a bit since the incident where they hopped off the track. So it's going to be Hawkins taking over. There's Reese in third, Egbert in fourth. It's going to be Hawkins fifth, Scott Peck, then Wilson, and then Hack. As here comes Childry, as we keep the camera on turn 10 here, and you see Childry, that last bite coming through the turn. He and Peck did have an off-road excursion coming out of 2. Car looking back, driving down the front stretch, and we switch to the first turn cam. Well, no, the backstretch cam, Momentum Mountain cam. As Swain still out front gapping. It's a good shot of, let's see, who in the world is that right there? Trying to see some numbers. That's Wilson. There's Hack. There's Childry coming through that last little sweeper there, turn 3. So as we switch around, we try to catch up with the action. Swain has gapped Purcell heavily now. And it looks like Swain has got this thing in the bag unless he has a mechanical. And the front runners are spread out. Your real battle right now is between Wilson, Hack, and Childry. As that is 7th, 8th, and 9th. That is the battle on the track right now, as Hawkins has gapped Peck after Peck's off-road excursion, and Childry is going to try to fight back and get with the 2 guys in front of him, which is Wilson and Hack. And it looks like Childry has gotten by Hack. Childry now on the back end of Wilson. Childry going around the outside of Wilson on the borrowed Triumph, going to try to drive down into turn 10. Let's see if he can make it happen. Childry gets by Wilson and drops into turn 10. Now he's going to go after Peck one more time here as Peck is closed in on Hawkins, and they come across the line with, you couldn't put a piece of paper in between them. And here comes Brian Childry on the number 404 Michael Carr owned and operated Triumph. So your positions are Swain out front, Purcell, then Reese, Egbert, Hawkins with Peck all over Hawkins. And now Childry has gotten by Wilson. Childry's going to try to hunt down Peck as we see the battle between Peck and Hawkins right now. Hawkins holding off Peck as they drive down the backstretch. Great shot there as they drive into turn 5, and Childry trying to close in on these 2 gentlemen. As we see him drop in, Peck trying to make the pass on Hawkins, drops to the inside. The inside doesn't work. Peck sticks weakly. Peck's going to do it the long way or on the outside. Peck gets Hawkins. Peck is around Hawkins on the outside, drops into turn 6, and he is gone. Childry is right behind Hawkins now, and he's going to try to make it happen. That's the race going on the track here as Swain has got this in the bag. Purcell in second. Young Gage Reese in third. Reese having a great day here. Egbert, just a big gap back to him in fourth. And now Childry is all over Hawkins as Peck has gotten by Hawkins. Hawkins trying to close in on Peck, but I don't think he's got anything on him. Peck has been lifting because he is riding like a man possessed today, especially after that little off-road excursion here. And now Childry drives down into turn 10. Looks like Childry's going to get Hawkins as he goes into turn 10, and he does. Childry takes it away from Hawkins, and now it is mano a mano again. Childry and Peck. This is what it was the first 2 laps. Let's see what Childry can do with Peck and what Peck can do with Childry, as Hawkins is now playing an accessory and watching as we see young Reese head around turn 3. We're going to swing back, and we're going to catch this action coming around here. Childry closing in on Peck. We're going to see, is Childry going to make the move here? Peck on the inside, Childry on the outside. Childry's going to cut across the inside. Let's see. Here's we get a little stat. Got a little feedback going on late in the day. Must be the military closing this out. Childry all over Peck. They're going to come down the backstretch, and we're going to see if Childry can outbreak Peck here as they go into turn 6 or 5. And he does it. We missed it. We got it here now. Peck's going to try to drive on Childry as he comes out. We're going to see Peck on the outside. Let's go see if Peck going to try the same move he did on Hawkins. It's going to happen. Peck gets by around Childry. Same move he put on Hawkins 2 laps ago. Childry now hopping on his tail. Going to see what happens here as we're on the last lap. And it looks like Peck is pulling on Childry as they come into Triple D. We're going to see what Childry can do on the unfamiliar Triumph here. Childry going outside, going to switch back to the inside. Our cameras are on it. We're trying to give you all the action we can here. Ooh, Peck looks like he came up a little bit. Childry catches him. has to check up himself, and now Childry is all over Peck, and I do believe if Childry keeps this up, he's going to get him either in turn 10 or on this next lap. Childry drives out of 9, drives down into 10. Peck's still got about 2 bikes on him. Childry dumps it to the outside. Peck drops the hammer on the inside, runs wide out. Childry right in tow. Childry going to draft him, see if he can catch him going into this first turn. Peck in full tuck. Childry in the further tuck. Hawkins looks up like, what in the heck is going on? They're running away from me. But Hawkins putting in a heck of a run here. We swing back around to the first turn, and we're going to see what we can get here as we see Egbert coming out of 3, and we're going to see what's going to happen here. As here we come, we're coming into turn 3. We've got the battle on camera, and it looks like Peck and Childry still going on. A Peck in front. Childry trying the outside on Peck. Childry dumps it to the inside, and we're going to see what's going to happen here. Childry comes to the inside. Childry going to make it happen here. Going into turn 5, we're going to see who's going to break later, and Peck breaks first. Childry gets the pass made. We're going to see if Peck's going to get it coming out of turn 6. As we come out, it is Childry. Is Peck going to do the outside again? No, Peck gets shut down. Childry goes a little wide. Peck is relegated to drop back and try to make a move somewhere else. We're going to see. I don't think it's going to happen. Oh, by the way, the Canadian just stole all of the maple syrup, and he's taking it back to Canada because he won the race. Purcell in second, Reese in third. As we head back to the actual race action, we see a little bit of Dana Wilson, his fluorescent yellow R6 there. We're back on it, as it looks like Childry is ahead of Peck. Peck's got nothing for him. Reese comes across in third in the meantime, and I don't believe it's going to happen. Childry, after an off-road excursion with Peck earlier, catches him, passes him, and gaps him, and that was one heck of a race. It continues here today. In the meantime, the good Dr. Hawkins is back there looking at these guys like, what in the world? As they come out of turn 10, here it is. That's Childry on a borrowed trumpet. Looks back at Peck. And Peck still tries to chase him down. And here comes Hawkins. Dana Wilson going to be coming around here on this last turn as we're cycling through here. And here comes Wilson. There is Hack. So your race winner, the Canadian Chad Swain, do believe he is 2 for 2 today. Purcell, who's been giving it a hard run all day long, comes in second. Third is Gage Reese. Fourth, Danny Egbert. Fifth, Brian Childry, who after the off-road excursion comes back from 9th to 5th. Scott Peck in 6th. Hawkins 7th. Wilson 8th. 9th is David Hack. 10 is Steve Kozicki, who looks like he only turned 1 lap before he had to pull off. Don't know if that's a mechanical or what. But that was one heck of a middleweight superstock race.